Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast. I'm your host, Eric, and of course, once again, thank you for tuning in. To this podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We have a great show for you today. We have a little bit of a little review about what happened on SmackDown, segueing into a preview of Monday Night Raw tonight, which is on as we speak. Um, Also, we have a little bit of my personal WrestleMania power rankings, kind of like, things that happened in the past WrestleManias that I felt like shaped the wrestling organization. Completely subjective. Absolutely. Like, obviously, I have a lot of moments from like when I started watching wrestling and didn't give too much respect to the people that, watched during the late 80s and I apologize, but I'm the host, yo. If you have any problems with it, make sure you just talk to me and shoot me a question. We get a number of questions that come in from the viewers, so to ensure that your question gets read on air, I ask you to use the tips and donations link at the gsmcpodcast.net with your questions. Just put your questions up on top of the list so that I can see it. We can talk about it. You can tell me how dumb I am or how crazy my takes are, but or you could just be like, hey, you know what? I remember that moment, and that really did, like, set in the mind for wrestling fans right there. Good job, Eric. Good job. Right along there, laddie. I don't know why I went to a Scottish accent. If y'all are Scottish out there watching me, I apologize. Um, but anyways, it really helps the show, guys. Leave a positive review. We love peace, love, and positivity at the GSMC Sports Network. So don't be afraid to talk to me. Use the tips or donations link at the gsmcpodcast.net. Once again, that link is the gsmcpodcast.net. So let's go on into it. What do we have here? What do we have on tap? We have our SmackDown review. Obviously, these shows leading into WrestleMania, it's pretty big, guys. Every show matters. Every little detail, every little promo, every little match matters. So tonight, Monday Night Raw is going to be no different. Absolutely no different. So give it a look. See on the USA Network. So let's jump into the SmackDown review. We have the Kevin Owens and Randy Orton teaming up against Pretty Deadly. From hindsight, you can kind of assume that this was going to be just a smash fest by Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, but Pretty Deadly, they're a pretty darn good team. Their chemistry's great. They know how to like kind of antagonize their opponents. They know how to shoot promos, of course. But all in all, this match was interrupted by Randy and Kevin's opponent at WrestleMania 40, Logan Paul, the Logan Paul. I think right now Logan Paul's MO is using the brass knuckles, and I think the last time a wrestler kind of used that MO was William Regal. He called it the power of the punch, and then when the referee wasn't looking, he dive into the and bam, and then there goes. That's the 1, 2, 3 right there, and that's how he's able to be effective. And still to this day, everybody remembers William Regal's name. Right? He's heavily involved in NXT, so. You can't really say that he was not like a blemish on the world of wrestling. He left a scar. Um, so Randy chased Paul all the way out into the parking lot where Paul hopped into his car and he drove away. He drove away much like a heel, absolutely playing that heel fest pretty good. He disturbs the match. He causes Kevin and Randy to lose a match that they were highly expected to win. I know I expected them to win, but it's also good to create that kind of scrutiny amongst the tag team partners of Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Actually, next SmackDown, Randy Orton's going to be a guest on the Kevin Owens show, so I can imagine Logan Paul finding a way to crash that. All right. Next, we're going to talk about Jade Cargill's debut. We talked about this before. I feel like WWE has some pretty big plans for her. Especially that they're booking her into a WrestleMania so fast. And she's gonna be with big name competitors. Like she's gonna be with the Kabuki Warriors. She's gonna be with Asuka, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. They're gonna be in the room in the ring tearing it up. It's gonna be really good. I really hope that match is. I don't know if it's a night two kind of match, but it wouldn't surprise me if it didn't end up on night two. Speaking that you kind of want to push over Jade because they signed her. She was a really big fish on the free agent market, and WWE Triple H was able to sign her to a contract. Especially, I know a lot of AEW wrestlers kind of feel reluctant to join WWE because for the longest time the product in WWE was to promote their homegrown superstars, and then the outsiders like from ECW, WCW, TNA was kind of like a no-no, and you were kind of like the not the butt of the joke. I don't want to say that because I don't want to devalue but any wrestlers. You were kind of just like that beat up guy. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about, like where like you have somebody big like Braun Strowman coming out and he needs some guy just to beat up and show how strong he is. So why Braun Strowman is just the monster among men. Whatever happened to Braun Strowman? And he's still on the WWE roster, so I don't think he went very far. But I don't know. I hope Jade, she's destined for pretty good things. She signed a contract in ring with the SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis, who's recovering from a bicep surgery. But a storm is coming. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. For me, like when I think about Storm, I kind of think of X-Men, like Halle Berry with like the dyed hair and everything. I don't know if that's what she's trying to go for. And I'm not, if that was her thing, I don't mean to rat her out. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. I think that's a pretty good. I think it's pretty cool. I think she cements her name, especially as one of the dominant superstars. And she just joined at the Royal Rumble where she eliminated Becky Lynch, Nia Jax. So, big things for her. All right, moving on, we had AJ Styles promo looking for LA Knight. The way they're kind of pitting these guys against each other has been absolutely great. But I know, I kind of pick LA Knight to come out victorious on WrestleMania 40, which kind of sucks because, like, lately you haven't really been seeing a lot of AJ Styles in the main card, which makes me believe that he's probably going to let his contract ride out and probably join AEW or go back to TNA, or maybe he might Ring of Honor or New Japan Wrestling, like who knows. But out there, AEW has a pretty good product. You have Dynamite every Wednesday. You have Rampage. You also have Saturday Night like Collision. So they have shows up to Yin Yang. Definitely, a chance for a lot of young talent to come up. Also, like that's Edge, Christian Cage, Samoa Joe. They went to AEW because they can get better exposure. That's a way that they can better like further their own product, especially AJ Styles. Kind of like get into the to the season point of his career, but he's still great. He's still phenomenal, guys. Remember that. Also, we had Austin Theory and Grayson Waller defeating the Street Profits. Kind of saw this coming, where on the Titantron it showed Karrion Kross and Scarlett beating up Bobby Lashley and B-Fab. So that was how they got the win. And of course, after the match, then the AOP comes in and kind of cements their like 2 cents on the situation. Basically, AOP and the Street Profits have been just feuding for the longest time. I feel like it's been going on for well over a month now, ever since AOP decided to come back. Um, so this is going to be pretty good. I think AOP and Karrion Kross, the Final Testament, will fight Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits at WrestleMania in a triple, like, in a 3-on-3 tag team match, which is going to be pretty good. I don't know if it's, I hope it's not like the pre-show. I don't think that's like pre-show, where I think that's going to be like maybe like night one, maybe match two or something like that. But all these superstars are really like, they're in top tier shape. They're ready to carry the company on their back. The Street Profits, as well as Bobby Lashley, I believe they kind of deserved a push a long time ago. Bobby Lashley for sure. Bobby Lashley has been, more than a soldier in the world of wrestling, especially when it comes to the WWE. He came back to the WWE. He was WWE champion for a little while there, but I think that was a little bit during the pandemic and post-pandemic, where he was kind of like that, kind of like in the NFL where you have that bridge quarterback, kind of like what Sam Darnold's doing right now for the Minnesota Vikings, like where they're trying to like draft and trying to get like some young gun to kind of learn under his wing a little bit, kind of test the ropes a little bit, test his abilities, and just I don't know, under his tutelage. So we'll see what happens. Moving on. Next, we have the LWO confronting Santos Escobar, as well as Angel and Humberto Carrillo, Electra Lopez, and then, of course, the newly acquired from the Legado del Fantasma, um, Dominic Mysterio, which, oh God, I hate that guy. No, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to, what's the word? I'm not trying to say hate is good. Definitely not hate. Dirty Dom just grinds my gears, I guess we can just say. Because I don't know what's gonna happen after the whole Judgment Day thing is going to go under. I don't know how long his singles wrestling career is gonna last. Especially, after he stabbed his back against his dad. I know pretty soon they're probably gonna want a one-on-one match. I'll put an Eric guarantee that probably SummerSlam you're gonna see Rey Mysterio versus Dom. It's gonna be a rematch, and you're probably gonna see Dom win, just to kind of in hopes that WWE would hope to push him as soon as Rey Mysterio retires. But you have this match going on. The LWO has officially cemented their name in WrestleMania 40, one of the match cards. You're going to have Rey Mysterio and the newest member of the LWO, Dragon Lee, taking on Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom. So this match is going to be pretty good. But what I kind of really wanted to talk about was like you had just so many other outside factors that just have, you also have Garza and Carrillo and you have Lopez. I hope Lopez takes on Selena Vega. That'd be pretty cool for probably like a pre-show or something like that. Also, you would have like I know the LWO they're gonna participate in the Stand and Deliver pay-per-view in NXT. So I don't think really they can have a chance to like fight there. But it'd be nice to see Carlito team up against like a mystery partner against Angel Garza and Alberto Carrillo. That'd be pretty darn entertaining to see. So, anyways, also the new Catch Republic is going to WrestleMania. You have Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates, kind of like your non-traditional tag teamers, I guess you can say, gonna go to the six-pack ladder match, and it's gonna be big. It's gonna be a good one. So far we have the New Catch Republic, we have the champs Damian Priest and Finn Balor, DIY, The Awesome Truth, New Day, and you also have Theory and Waller. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a great match. I heard there was speculation stating that they were gonna pull Austin Theory and Grayson Waller for another tag team. I can kind of see this happen because what WWE likes to do, especially during WrestleMania, where you have all these stars come out, you have John Cena coming back, or you have like Goldberg making a weird appearance. Like you'll get you'll need to have these antagonists, kind of like these jerks, kind of like these total heels, these total self-centered, self-absorbed guys. And Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are like that's like the definition of that. Wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be awesome to see them talking crap about like old wrestlers and stuff like that? And then, for example, like Shawn Michaels comes back or The Undertaker comes back, which is actually I heard a headline that The Undertaker is training to make one final match. So that'd be interesting. Although the Boneyard match with AJ Styles I think that was his final match. It was pretty good, pretty good. But I don't know. It should be interesting to see that. That's the only reason why I would see Theory and Waller being dragged out of this six-pack ladder match. But you got to respect the process. WWE, they know how to entertain, especially after TKO took over with The Rock, with a little bit knowledge of the Attitude Era and his background in Hollywood movies, kind of behind the screen and off. So you got to, give the keys to Rock. We'll see how he, takes the company. Also, the ending it was pretty good. It was a great way to kind of get Jade Cargill into the mix, so to speak. You had for the longest time, Damage Control has been beating up Bianca and Naomi, and the numbers game was it was too powerful for them when they were getting beat, and all of a sudden, bam! Jade Cargill's hit, and her music hits, and the storm is coming, and she came in and she laid out all three members that were attacking. So should be interesting. You're gonna have a 3-on-3 match among in the women's division. Kind of like I know Naomi's trying to make a comeback. Naomi's trying to make a comeback after her long hiatus. Also, you have Bianca Belair. That's been she. It seemed like she hasn't had a title. She lost her title against Io, which they're probably going to build up to perhaps like a rematch with Io. if she keeps the strap. But I'm pretty confident. I think Bailey's gonna win at WrestleMania because I think you can just right now Bailey's heading toward that baby face, so you can probably have maybe. Oh, it'd be interesting to see Bianca maybe jump shit. Maybe she starts to be a heel and she starts to like antagonize like Jade Cargill and like Naomi and stuff like that, and like all because she wants to get even with Bailey. She deserves that. She has that right because of all the times Damage Control just screwed up Bianca. That's the reason why she lost her title. So I know if it was my title, I don't like to hold grudges, and I don't permit the act of holding grudges because in the end it just hurts yourself. But like if you just if I was a champion, no, I'm just kidding. I would want to get revenge against someone who destroyed my title run. And it's the WWE. You don't get a lot of shots. You don't get a lot of shots when it comes to WWE. So, in that, I think right now they're doing it pretty well. But I don't know, it's gonna be pretty cool to see those six superstars in the ring at once. So, in that. Um, all right, moving on. This is a little sneak peek into our next. We have our WWE Raw preview. It's going to be a pretty good one. It's going to be taking place at the Barclays Center, a historic and legendary venue for WWE. So I expect nothing but the less of something great, something crazy. The Rock and Roman Reigns are supposed to be there. So I don't know. Maybe something already happened, but I don't know. Let's get into it.